Hey friends, what's shaking? My name's Marty, and you know, you ever had one of those days where there's a lot of really good things happen, and then there's a lot of crap that happens, but you tend to side on the, you tend to remember the really crappy stuff that happens. Not that today's been an awful crappy day, but I had some beers to compensate, and feeling pretty good, which is a good thing. I'm usually a little more chill doing these videos when I'm a little drunk. But this video, looking forward to doing it. This, my friend Ben, who is a genius among men, by the way. Wonderful, wonderful person. He's also known as Brain Smasher on here, by the way. He just did a non-metal video. I've been meaning to do this. I've been like gonna show off all my non-metal vinyl and all that stuff, but I think it'd be just more fun to kind of cherry pick the pile, show some things that have been very instrumental in my musical evolution that are not metal, and show them to you. And that's what we're going to do. In the meantime, in the background, which probably isn't loud enough, but we're listening to the Spelunker Full Tang Myelin Sheath split cassette tape, Nil Sidriel Thunderhead Binate. I don't know if that's the name of it, but two noise projects, one of which, Spelunker, is also known as Bog Phantom on YouTube. Ray? Is that your name? Ray? I don't know for sure. And of course, Full Tang Myelin Sheath is Eric Bauer, who is also much appreciated YouTube person and super nice guy as well. Both of these gentlemen are awesome people. They just co-released this split cassette. I haven't read all the insert. I've just watched the videos. The theme for this tape is space related, lost in space, whatever. It's a very interesting split. Side one is Spelunker, which offers more of a organic approach to noise, I would say. There's elements of structure with some rock drum beats, and then just some chaos noise. The way the track rises and falls, very, like I said, very organic and interesting. It's a good take on the sound. The Full Tang Myelin Sheath sound, the first tape we've heard by Eric, was kind of just a droning pulse style, very hypnotic. This is a little more, I would say, orchestrated. I mean, there's elements of noise, there's elements of power electronics, there's elements, I wouldn't say power electronics. There's structure. I mean, there's drum beats. There's like a really loud drum beat that comes in, kind of ties the noise elements together. I found myself the other day listening to this like 4 times in a row. I listen to noise infrequently, but I do enjoy it on occasion. Just straight up ass grinding noise constantly bores the shit out of me. And these guys, both of these projects, Spelunker and Full Tang Myelin Sheath, offer enough composition and thought. It isn't just like, hey, look what I can do with my stuff. There's actually thought behind this stuff. Samples intermixed in with the sounds and the drum beats, and it's been a very welcomed escape from reality as I'm working in the office. I mean, I've got all this shit to listen to, and I put this on. I listened to it 4 times. I like it. It's good stuff, and looking forward to more from both of these projects. Very good stuff. You guys should definitely check it out. Should I sober up, I might put contact links in the description. I should do that anyway, but I typically don't. Before I get going with this, we're going to have a little shot. Alright. Yeah. First up, we're just going to go through some stuff. Non-metal. Here we go. Things that I greatly enjoy. First up, Controlled Bleeding with the Songs from the Grinding Wall EP. This was later. I have this on cassette also called Trudge, I believe. It's like this and a bunch of other things on it, like other singles. But Paul Lemos is the main guy behind this project. This is a Wax Trax release. Black vinyl, nothing special there. It's a single, really warped, disturbing, heavy. There's maybe a small little twinge of metal in here with the guitars, but it's basically noise, very strange mix of heaviness and industrial and organic instruments. Crack the Body, very strange vocals. These guys went on to do another band a little more metal-minded called Skin Chamber. The only album of them I have is Wound. I don't know if they went on afterwards to do more. I really can't, I mean, the Paul Lemos discography is enormous. Control Bleeding have put out a shit ton of stuff, and there's a lot of different moods and vibes within the music. And I can't sit here and tell you that I'm an expert on it, because I'm really not. I've picked this album up, and I have a few other of his releases on CD and cassette, and I like what I've heard, and this is just very good, bizarre, heavy, twisted, great industrial, with some guitars, some drums, just some noise, but it's all structured, very good. Definitely check out Controlled Bleeding, excellent. Next up is a definite favorite. This is their first album. This is Dead Can Dance's debut. This is when they were post-punk band. Very gothic-y overall sound, but you know, there was guitar, bass. It was very much a fucking a little drunk, sorry. I'm not funny drunk today, I'm just kind of like somber drunk, but forgetful drunk. Very post-punk, very much in that era. This is a 4AD release, made in England. I don't have all this stuff on vinyl. It's the only vinyl I have by them. But God, the songs on this: The Trial, Fatal Impact, While in the Woods, Passage in Time. All this shit is so good. You know, as many of you know, this band, as it progressed, got a lot more. They went a little more folky, gothic style, and then ended up doing a lot of world music influence. Pretty much all their shit's really good. I've liked every era. Other than Star Chaser. Is that the name of that album? Not a huge fan of that one. But other than that, all the other, even their comeback album was fantastic. And great stuff. If you're into super moody music, this is definitely a band you definitely need to check out. Next up, this band is an eternal favorite of mine, and that is Fields of the Nephilim with The Nephilim. This band started off as kind of like a gothic spaghetti western styled band. Music you would hear in a spaghetti western. Real high-strung guitars. You know, they all had the post-apocalyptic look with the lime wiped all over their, you know, duster coats and their cowboy hats and the glacier glasses. But man, Carl McCoy's vocals are really low and grovelly and dark. And for those of you who are Watain fans, Waters of Ain on Lawless Darkness, is that the album? I bought that album because Carl McCoy has a cameo on the Waters of Ain song. And I was so excited about it because I'm a big Fields of the Nephilim fan, and he says like 3 words and that's it. It's fucking lame. But anyway, this album, The Nephilim, holy shit. Songs like Celebrate, Last Exit for the Lost. Of course, the track listing isn't on here, and I'm fucking stupid right now. This is really good guitar-driven gothic rock, I would say. Super dark vocals, super stark concepts. Really amazing album. For those of you who have never heard this, also the album after this, Elysium, is probably one of the saddest. I can listen to that album at any given time, and the 2 last tracks that bleed together always bring me to tears. It's just a fucking, such a soul-crushing depression in that album. And it's a lot different than this one. This was more guitar oriented. The other one was more ethereal, more synth, more dreamy gothic, but with, you know, really dark, heavy tones. But this, Fields of Nephilim, oh my god, you guys need to hear that for sure. Moving on, there could be a slight metal influence on this stuff, but I don't know. GBH, Charged GBH from England. Post-70s punk. These guys were just fucking great. I love this band. This is the Earmark reissue of the two singles, Leather Bristles, No Survivors, and Sick Boys. I have an original pressing of one of the other ones, but I'm a big fan of really GBH. They kind of took a shit as the further along they got, but I mean, albums like this is more of their punk stuff, you know, Race Against Time, Knife Edge, fucking awesome punk songs, man. Lycanthropy, Necrophilia, No Remorse, Screw the Cops. Fucking love GBH. And even their more metal albums like Midnight Madness and Beyond. Love that shit so much. These guys just had a really great sound, punk with a little bit of metal slice to it, but the early stuff like this is definitely more straight up punk, just with a lot of distortion in the guitars. But as they progressed, they got a little more metal injected, but definitely check out Charged GBH. This band is another one. I'm not even going to really take it out. You can't see it very well. This is Joy Division with Still. You know, songs on this like Dead Souls. I mean, this is, you know, Ian Curtis obviously took his own life. He had real bad epilepsy. Amazing singer. Strange, but amazing. I love his style. Kind of was a shithead to his women. Cheating on them and whatnot. But the music he put in and the misery he poured into his lyrics and his singing style was second to none. Joy Division made some amazingly heartfelt, gut-wrenching post-punk. They started off as a punk band called Warsaw and changed into this amazingly beautiful entity that Unknown Pleasures and Closer are two amazing, they're two amazing albums. And this is a 2 LP set. This has got a lot of singles and stuff. Obviously, some of you would know the song Dead Souls, 9 Inch Nails covered that track for the Crow soundtrack, I believe. But this starts off with, you know, some of the Warsaw tracks, and it gets into the more upbeat. The earlier stuff is a little more upbeat, but as they go on, like Closer and shit, it gets really, really, really dark. Transmission, Disorder, Decades, Passover, Shadow Play, New Dawn Fades. Amazing, 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 amazing. I've got the box set with all of their recorded works in it. Fucking awesome. I got a Warsaw LP and some other Joy Division on vinyl, but this is a really great package. Next up, another band that was really cool during the time. This is a Ministry, Burning Inside 12-inch. This is off of the Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste soundtrack. Oh, the tape's about to flip over, sorry. So there's going to be silence. I don't care. There's going to be silence. So I saw Ministry on a Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste tour. And it was probably one of the best shows I've ever been to in my life. The loudest show I've ever went to. And my ears were completely destroyed. We got there early. They had the big cage up front. And you went up, we got right up on the cage. The place in Grand Rapids started filling up really quick. And my friends wouldn't let me scoot up to the cage. So I was like here, and the PA was right here. And I could not get away from the PA. They're playing the house music. I'm thinking, I can handle this. This is okay. Because I didn't have earplugs or anything. Who fucking wears earplugs at a show? Whatever. I'm thinking, this is alright. This is going to be, I can handle this. And then the opening band, KMFDM, came out. As soon as the drum machine kicked off, my hair's going... I knew I was in trouble. I knew I was in fucking trouble bad. And I tried to scoot away from the PA. I couldn't. But I wasn't about to give up my spot, man. KMFDM were great. Ministry, 2 drummers, Martin Atkinson, and I can't remember the other, can't remember the other fucking drummer. Bill Rifflin? 2 drummers, they had like 5 guitarists, you know, Ogre from Skinny Puppy on synth and singing on occasion. man, my fucking head and my ears were crushed. But anyway, this single has got Burning Inside, a remix, Thieves remix, and Smothered Hope Live, which is a Skinny Puppy song, and Ogre sings it. Kevin Ogilvy, I believe is his name. Nivik Ogre. This is just a special time in my life. I just started going to shows, and I got to see this amazing tour. And I was hit by a snowball by Elaine Jorgensen. It was cool. It was just a lot of memories built at that thing. I remember this guy climbing over the fence over my friend who was like elbowing him as he was going over. And the guy climbed along the fence, looked at the crowd, shook his fist like, yeah! Jumped off the fence backwards. No one caught him, and he smacked his head on the fucking concrete. I mean, he laid there like he was dead. It freaked me out a little bit. But, you know, his girlfriends came and picked him up, and he was just like, ugh. It was gross. I mean, you could feel his head hit the floor. It was fucking gross. But anyway, that's a side note. Another band that I really enjoy, some albums by, is Susie and the Banshees. This is Hyena. This is a really good album. This has Robert Smith from The Cure on guitar. Basically, there he is, right there. Basically, during this era, the band and Robert Smith, they all would get together and take a whole shit ton of drugs, and this album is a result of it, which is great. You know, you got well, Dear Prudence, Preacher Man, We Hunger. This is just a great album, man. Really well written, very jangly, dark post-punk. Robert Smith was really a really great guitar player that you wouldn't really think about it much listening to The Cure, because The Cure is more about his vocals and the vibe of the music. Susie and the Banshees, you know, this here, he kind of could display, he's not singing, so he can play. And he's a good player. He just doesn't show it off much, but this is a good album. I got a bunch of her stuff on vinyl. Tinderbox is probably my favorite. That's probably a very, very commercial album, but this is good. Really good stuff. Definitely check it out. Another band that's really huge in my musical appreciation, and that is the Sisters of Mercy with First and Last and Always. As you can see, I'm kind of big into the goth stuff. I don't have big plant hair. That all fell out a long time ago. But I might enjoy Floodland maybe a slight bit better, but this album's got Black Planet, Marianne, which is great, First and Last and Always, Walk Away. This is just a great album. This is basically gothic rock, a lot of guitars, kind of like Fields of the Nephilim, less jangly, less spaghetti western, more dark. Andrew Eldritch's vocals are really dark, deep, good. They got a little more repetitive as they went, and then they ended up on Vision Thing, which has the guy from Sig Sig Sputnik. A little too rockin' for my blood. They kind of lost me there, but this is a good record. Oh boy, I better have another shot. It's 17 minutes. Alright. I have a stack of CDs. I'm going to try to go through these quick. I'm not a huge Black Flag fan, but I do enjoy the Henry Rollins years. This one being my favorite, Damaged. This has Rise Above, Thirsty and Miserable. This has got Gimme Gimme Gimme, Depression, which my old band Slaunchwise did live. We used to have a lot of fun playing that. I'm not a huge Henry Rollins vocal fan. You know, albums like Loose Nut, a little too repetitive with his vocals, but this is a good album. Black Flag, Damage, definitely check it out if you're into punk. More on the gothic tip, Bauhaus. These two CDs, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I would say that these two albums, these two compilations, are a really good representation of the good material in this band's catalog. The albums I've picked up, like full... Bauhaus to me were not really great at creating a solid, great album. They would always be one or two great songs on an album full of mediocre shit. But this one in particular, Double Dare, The Flat Fields, Dark Entries, Stigma Mater, Bela Lugosi's Dead, Telegram Sam, Passion of Lovers, all these, every song on this album is fucking awesome, gothic music. This one has got some other shit in that's okay. All We Ever Wanted, Hollow Hills is fucking great. You know, this has got the Bowie Ziggy Stardust cover, which is fucking fantastic. And Bowie handpicked these guys to be in the movie The Hunger, the vampire movie The Hunger. check them out. If you haven't heard Bauhaus, definitely good. Definitely check out Volume 1 and Volume 2. These are the two you need to hear if you're going to listen to them. Bad Brains, this probably isn't my favorite album by Bad Brains, but it's the one I have on CD. Rock for Light, Attitude, I mean, all these songs are fucking great. Sailing On, great fucking song. Basically, DC hardcore at its absolute finest. This band was high intensity, coked out, fucking live. They were madness. Complete, insane madness. They were tight. They were energetic. They brought the crowd to a fucking brawling fever pitch. HR's vocals were absolutely great. The rhythm section was amazing. The guitar riffs were inventive. Their hardcore was second to none. Then they would break into like a full-on reggae song. And it wasn't just shitty, oh, we're a hardcore band playing reggae. It was like, it could have been right out of Jamaica, Bob Marley reggae. Good shit. This is an amazing band. If you haven't heard this band, Rock for Light. I even like the newer stuff. What the fuck, Quickness. It's got Soulcraft on it. I mean, great. This is a great band. They've lost it in recent years. The older they got, they kind of went crazy. I think HR did way too many drugs. Definitely check out Bad Brains. Next up, Dungeon Synth Originator, Mortis, Crypt of the Wizard. You know, many of you will know Mortis from early Emperor, the demo, I guess. He was on the demo. That's about it. And he got out of there before shit hit the fan with that whole scene. This is a, I don't know, I got this as a promo. I don't know who the fuck this came from. This is excellent. Dungeon Synth, campy, chintzy synths, some very minor narration. Mortis, early stuff. Excellent, excellent Dungeon Synth. Yeah, we're winding down here. Next up, another DC hardcore band. Then, if you haven't heard this band, there's something wrong with you. Minor Threat. This CD has all their tracks on it. The 7-inch. This is amazing. It's got Out of Step and Minor Threat on as well. This is high energy. Ian MacKaye on vocals, who went on to be in Fugazi, which early Fugazi is also equally excellent. Not as intense or young and pissed off or straight edge. I mean, Ian MacKaye is the guy that coined the term straight edge, and I'll salute him for that. Salute. Hey, I'm not talking down straight edge people. That's cool, man. Whatever. But this is a great fucking. I've got the cassettes, but Minor Threat were amazing. Super amazing hardcore. Pissed off to the max. Seeing red. I don't want to hear it. Screaming at a wall. It Follows. Out of Step. Amazing, amazing hardcore. Again, the DC scene back in the day of these guys in Bad Brains was off the charts amazing. Next up, another huge band in my... I love this band. Skinny Puppy. Early Skinny Puppy. I've got a lot of favorites in their catalog. In fact, all their early stuff is fucking grade A as far as I'm concerned. But this album, when I heard it, Cleanse, Fold, Manipulate, this is like a nightmare put to music. These guys are the industrial band that all industrial bands aspire to be, that can never be these guys. Basically, 3 art students got together and created this fucking monster of an electronic band, an industrial band. They took industrial, they twisted it around, they made it fucking frightening, they made it political, they made it drug-ridden, they made it fucking special. And the way they layer Dwayne and oh my god, Kevin Key. Am I thinking the guy from Frontline 7? Dwayne Goddell, who is now dead, and I can't fucking remember his name because I'm drunk. Kevin Key, yep. Those two together made some fucking scary and amazing fucking music. Albums like Too Dark Park, even their early stuff, The Bites and Remission, and the first album, which I fucking can't remember. I have it on vinyl. I can't remember right now. Amazingly well sculpted music with interesting noise backdrops, interesting cut up samples and sounds, and interesting things come in and out. It's just, it's unsettling to listen to, but so good you can't stop. It's like an art project put to music. Some albums, some are a little more formed than others, but this one, Cleanse, Fold, Manipulate, Too Dark Park, Rabies is when Ogre was involved with Ministry. Oh, shit, I forgot to show this. Anyway. Excellent. Definitely check out Skinny Puppy if you have not heard them. Listen to the early stuff. Bites, Remission, Cleanseful, Manipulate, Too Dark Park. Definitely amazing, beautiful, scary-ass music. And I was going to show this after the Minor Threat. I fucked up. But this is a Palehead, which ties together the Elaine Jorgensen from Ministry and Ian MacKaye from Minor Threat, Fugazi. They got together. They created this album called Palehead, which is heavy Ministry influence, obviously, because Elaine's in it, but with trying to be somewhat punk, but it isn't really. It's very formed and kind of repetitive, but MacKaye sounds great. No Bunny, of course. Don't Stand in Line. Man Should Surrender. Ian sounds incredibly pissed off. This is post Minor Threat. Apparently in the studio these two did not get along very well. Obviously Elaine is a massive drug fiend and Ian has better things to do with his life. But they created a single and they created this album. Definitely cool. Definitely check it out. Lastly, I'm not going to sit here and claim to be a dark ambient noise aficionado, because I am fucking not. I am like skimming the very bottom rung of those genres. But this band, this is the only thing I have by this band, but they have a bunch of shit. This band, I think it's one guy, Raison D'Etre, or Deet. I think it's Raison D'Etre. I don't know for sure on that, but it's Collective Archives. This is a Cold Meat Industry release. It's a 2 CD set. This is easily some of the best dark ambient I've ever heard. Again, it sounds like a nightmare set to music. Dark, scary, sinister, haunting. It's not really harsh noise. It's just kind of like soundtrack music minus the music, if that makes sense. This is amazing, amazing mood setter. I mean, it gets you looking over your shoulder, like, did I just, you know, like something's coming up behind you type shit. That might be cheesy to say, but it's true. This is an extremely great album. Collective Archive, I should say. See how I did that? It worked in the name of the, never mind. That's it. I mean, I've got a shit ton of stuff I could have shown. I quickly spot pulled stuff. But that is my first non-metal update. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you actually take the time to check out some of this shit, because there's some great fucking music in these stacks that you will definitely like, especially if you're a metalhead. I mean, this isn't all metalhead driven music, but I think metalheads will appreciate the darkness that kind of swirls below the surface of all this stuff. But that's it. Have a good night. See you guys next time. Bye.